are going to be taking the NYX red SFX cream paint, and we're going to drag that out towards our temples, making a cat-eyed shape. I put down a red shadow before from the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, but I wanted it to be a little bit more pigmented, so I used the red SFX cream paint as a base instead. And we're going to drag it down halfway into our crease, but we're going to leave our lid space empty. And we're going to do the exact same thing to the other eye. And then now we are going to set that red SFX cream paint with the red shadow from the Ultimate Brights palette and dragging that down towards our nose for a contour. And then now I mixed the red SFX cream paint with the yellow to make an orange. And we're going to put that right over top of the red and blending it out to make it kind of like a gradient effect. And just blend it out until it's there's no harsh edges. And then we're going to set that orange with the orange shadow from the same Ultimate Brights palette. And then we're going to just blend it out even more so that it's nicely blended and there are no harsh lines. And then now we are taking the red SFX cream paint again and using that to contour our cheekbones. And we're going to connect it to the cat eye shape that we had just made. And then we're going to put that onto our forehead as well. And then now we're going to take that same orange that we made earlier. We're going to put that right on top of the red, just like kind of like what we did for the eyes. And just making sure it's nicely blended together. But now we're going to take a matte black shadow and we're going to start deepening up the crease. And we're going to drag that out towards our temples again and making a cat eye shape and dragging that down to the bridge of my nose just a little bit. And then we're just going to make sure to smoke that out. And now we're going to drag that down to our bottom lash line. And we're going to use that same black to deepen up the crease, the contour just a little bit more. And then now we're going to be taking the NYX SFX Gold cream paint and we're going to start carving out a cut crease. I am making the cut crease just a little bit higher than my normal cut crease because I have hooded eyelids, and if I would have put it on my natural crease then it wouldn't have shown at all, so I put it just a little bit higher than my natural cut crease. And then now we're going to be taking a loose highlighter and just setting that gold cut crease just so that it wouldn't crease. Then now we're going to be taking the NYX white liquid liner, and then we're just going to be carving out that cut crease and just making it pop a little bit more. We're just drawing a thin line right to where we carved out our cut crease and just stopping halfway. And then here I am taking the yellow SFX cream paint, and I am just smudging that all over my chest and just blending it out with the brush. And then here I am taking the red mixed with just a little bit of yellow, just to kind of make like a red orange kind of color. And we are just going to blend that into the yellow that we had just laid down. And then we are also gonna drag it down our shoulders and down to our arms. Later on, I drag it down all the way to my hands, but I only stopped halfway so that I wouldn't get everything all smudgy and messy. So I just stopped halfway. And make sure to get those armpits so they're not a different color for when you start posing. Oh, and here I didn't know that it stopped recording. I just added some dots around my eyes and added the gold glitter from NYX and added some lashes. And then now I am taking the NYX SFX cream paint in black, and I am just blending that down towards my neck and blending it towards my collarbone. It came out a little bit patchy, but then I ended up liking the patchy look because I thought it looked cool because it gave it just a little bit more texture to my look, and I really liked the way it came out. And we were dragging that down to the sides of my arms. And then this is where I'm starting to go down towards my hands, just to make sure everything was covered up. Getting those elbows. Everything that I used, I will put everything in the description box, but everything is mostly by NYX Cosmetics. And then we're going to start covering my hands. I had to take off my ring because I did not want it to get it dirty. And then here I sketched out a little sun, and then I laid down the gold SFX cream paint, and I'm using the NYX gold glitter on top of that. I used the SFX gold cream paint as a base for my glitter because I did not have a glitter primer. And it worked just as good as the primer. And then now we're going to fill in the little sun arms one by one. It doesn't matter if it's messy right now because later on I go back in and re-outline everything so it's nice and neat. And then we're just going to pack that glitter on over top of the gold cream paint. And we're just going to fill those in one by one. And then now we're going to take the NYX white liquid liner, and I'm just adding a bunch of tiny little dots around the sun just to give it a little bit more texture, and I thought it made the sun pop out a little bit more. And here I was getting tired of painting. This took like 4+ hours to do but I was pushing through, and Just keep adding those little dots around the sun. I kind of thought of them as kind of like a highlight, or like as the sun glistening. And then now we're going to be taking the NYX SFX cream paint in white, and we're going to start shaping out our third eye. And we're going to set that with the SFX translucent powder. And then we're going to be taking the NYX SFX red cream paint and start sketching out the middle of the eye. I don't know what that's called, but we're going to start sketching that out and filling it in and setting that with the red shadow of the Ultimate Brights palette. And now we're taking the NYX matte black liquid liner and starting to fill in the pupil. And then now we're going to outline everything around the eye. And then now we're going to use that same SFX cream paint in black and using that as our lipstick and filling in our lips. And then we are going to be taking that same the black shadow and just setting that cream paint so that it wouldn't smudge. And now we are taking that same loose highlighter that we used earlier and just blending that into the black so that it can have just a little bit more dimension and a little bit more shine. And then here I added a little bit of shadow around the eye, but then it smudged it just a little bit, so I had to go back in, refill it in, and then re-outline it. And then here I am adding some little tiny lashes around my third eye, but I was trying to do some real lashes, but I couldn't get them, so I am just drawing them on. And I just threw on a wig and then wrapped around a hair scarf, and that was pretty much it for my third eye awakening makeup tutorial. I hope you guys liked this video. I am really proud of this look.